All right, guys. You know, it's time. It's time for a little Candy-O. Look at this title, though. Why isn't the Trump family asking questions about Charlie Kirk? Oh, dude. That's a title. It is the Trump family, guys. In the title, baby. Dude, popcorn. Hold on. Props, baby. Dude, this is crazy. Again, I've said this before. I believe that our ticket to cracking MAGA open is we need to elevate Candace right now. Whatever she's digging around in it's like rattling shit loose. I don't even know what she's motivated by. I don't know if it's hurt by Charlie or what, but there is something going on with her where she is like cracking shit open. She is, dude. And we got to do something about 𝗙PUSA, guys. She knows. She definitely knows something that doesn't add up. She knows. She knows.
It's where to begin. Sticking with the Trump family, Don Trump Jr. has come out to share his feelings regarding the FBI investigation. And man, oh man, you guys, I just am wondering how deep this thing really goes, because there is not a single member of the Trump family that could have upset me more with his commentary.
Oh, dude. You see that? Oh, yeah. Candy-O. Dude. The Trump family. She's inside the White House, guys.
Speaking on a note of who his friends are, I will tell you, there was no one, like I said at the top of the show, that could have upset me more than Don Jr. Okay. Don Jr.
Here we go.
Was one of Charlie's friends. Like brother. Literally a brother. Don Jr., by the way, I would say, was one of the people who very much helped to build Turning Point USA. He was there, okay? He did a ton of college campus events with me and Charlie, and we were always so grateful. I remember when Don Jr. started following me, I have the text messages with Charlie. I was like, oh my, Don Jr. is following me. This is amazing. He would retweet me. The beginning of the Candace story includes Don Trump Jr. being probably, without question, actually, the most committed Trump family member to Turning Point USA's early story.
Weird.
Okay? And like I said, I know how Charlie felt about Don Trump Jr. So when Megyn Kelly asked him what he thought about the investigation into Charlie's assassination, I was expecting him to say, I think it's crap. But that is not what he said. In fact, he did his best not to answer the question, as you'll see. And then Megyn Kelly holds him to it, and then you'll hear what he says. Take a listen.
How do you feel about the investigation into Charlie's death? Can we have faith in it? Do you feel like it's being well handled?
So far, listen, so far so good. I think, I've had this conversation with a lot of the guys that have been, very involved from the beginning, and, others that are a big part of that movement that are, are going to take, more of a role, guys like JD, like, hey, he believes we have to keep this going. People, myself, hey, I did a lot of them, but I got to do even more. We got to keep this going. There's never going to be a replacement for Charlie Kirk. You can't plug that in. But if we can find 10 people that can do 10% of what he did, and they go all in and do that, we can keep that alive. And honestly, we all owe that to him.
Dude, what a weird response. First off, you hear how nasal he is? Dude, yeah, he is a fucking coke fiend. I recognize it because I was a coke fiend back in the day. But did you see that? Like, look what happened. He was very close to Charlie. Like Candace said, they worked together. They were friends, right? She asked him, and he pivoted to like, well, we can't replace Charlie, but if we can get 10 people to get out on the ground, we can like keep 𝗙PUSA going. He just glazed over, right? Yeah. Like, oh no, you almost forget the question because he just completely like answered a different non-existent question. What a bunch of avoidance. That's insane.
Just to round back, do you have confidence in the investigation? Should we have confidence in this FBI investigating?
I do, and I don't know. I don't like it when the people have the private, but I've spoken to everyone, around, and Erica, and like I do have confidence. And when I start seeing some of the other stuff, it's like, man. And by the way, just so we're clear, as you all probably know, if you're here, you probably follow me a little bit. Like, I'm about as conspiratorial as it gets within the realm of sanity for good cause, right? I think I was the guy that first said, like, the difference between a conspiracy theory and the truth is usually about 6 months. I was the guy canceled for pushing all of the obvious things that were conspiracy theories that, Wuhan or whatever it may be, lab virus leak. The problem is that there is a cottage industry of just clicks.
Dude, that's so crazy. He's like, right? He's just choking on a fucking set of testicles. And then he's like, oh, he just pivots into, well, we can't have any conspiracies. I'm a conspiracy guy, right? But this definitely isn't a conspiracy. Everything, oh yeah, no, I'm happy. Dude, what a crazy fucking... That response is like, dude, like homies trying to not get arrested, And
people that are more than happy to profiteer, off of that. Again, I'm not saying that a lot of this stuff isn't real and isn't true, and I've been pushing all of that, but some of the stuff does get a little bit off the rails, and I think, you're really, it's been used even by the other side as a way to distract from the bigger picture of what happened to him, of what the other side has proven that they are actually willing to do.
See? Right? This is why they don't want the investigation. You see that? You see how he ended there? Oh, it's even a thing for the other side. But, like, they want this to be the left killed the Christian guy. So, therefore, Christianity needs to be everywhere because now they're killing us, guys. They're demons. They're killing us. They're right. Like we must put Christianity on every street corner because the left are demonically eradicating us, right? They're trying to become like genocide victims.
Man, oh man, so much I want to say to that clip. Okay, the first thing that I want to say is that Donald Trump Jr. is not a bad guy. He's not a bad guy. Donald Trump Jr. is probably maybe akin in some ways to 𝗙ecie_𝗍𝗫. I look at 𝗙cie_𝗍𝗫. I don't know 𝗙cie_𝗍𝗫 at all. And I don't think he's an evil person. I think he is in the shadow of his father, right? I think he's in the shadow of his father. I think Don Jr. has been probably in the shadow of his father his entire life because what he's saying when he begins to credentialize himself and said, oh, I was out with the Wuhan, I said this about COVID, blah, blah, blah. That's all true. That's the real Don Trump Jr. He was actually one of the people that was the most vocal about the Jeffrey Epstein files until Dad said, are we still talking about Jeffrey Epstein, right? And that's what I mean when I say someone who is in the shadow of his father. And that's a tough situation to be in. So I do want to be charitable in terms of thinking of that particular dynamic when Dad is saying this needs to be done and you have to carry on knowing that you had a real relationship with Charlie because you did have a real relationship with Charlie. But Don.
Can I just tell you? I didn't realize this until now, but I want to draw a parallel to what Don Jr. just said and to something that Charlie Kirk had said. Because Don Jr. was just like, I have faith in what the FBI is doing in the investigation that's happening. And like, there's a lot of stuff swirling around. And I'm the first guy to like be concerned about the stuff swirling around. You know me, but we're just going to let these guys take care of it. And I believe they're doing a good job. And you know what? The hair that just fucking went up on my arms was thinking about when Charlie Kirk was pushing for the Epstein files, pushing and pushing and pushing. Why aren't they releasing them? And then one day he just gets on his podcast and he's like, you know what, guys? I'm done talking about Epstein. And I trust that the people in charge that are handling this are doing the right thing. And I'm going to let them just take care of it. Remember that? It was like, wow, that is the same shit. Like he was told it's time to just forget about this shit, right? It's time to just we're going to not make a big deal. And I mean, Charlie pushed it though. He talked to Megyn Kelly after that and continued talking about it afterwards.
From me to you. It's better to say nothing. Okay? It's better to say, I'm just not going to answer that question. The best way you could honor Charlie Kirk, if you can't fight for him for some reason, is to simply say nothing. Because I looked at this clip and it bothered me for a lot of reasons, Don, because I know who you are. I know who you are. You're a hunter. You love to hunt, Don, right? Every picture of you, you're in the wilderness. Your whole life, you love to be in the wild. In fact, you taught me a lot about the wild and a lot about hunting.
Dude, what are these tangents, bro?
And my favorite fishing experience is actually with you, right? Fighting back the sea lions or the seals in British Columbia. You know nature. And I'm not going to ask you to go against the nature of honoring your father, but I am going to ask you not to lie. And as a hunter, if you are not lying, and this is truly what you believe, you trust the investigation, I'm going to need you to make a video saying that you believe that Charlie was shot by a .30-06 in the neck. And that somehow, through the miracle of God, Charlie's neck stopped a .30-06. Not only stopped a .30-06, but was pretty much in good shape, not even destroyed. His neck was not even destroyed by a .30-06. That kind of a miracle, Don. You know hunting, you know guns, and so I'm asking you if this is truly what you believe to clarify that matter. Make a video, sit down with me, look me in the eye and say, Candace, I really do think that Charlie, our friend, because you are his friend, you were his brother, stopped a .30-06 with his neck, which stayed intact. You won't say that, Don. You won't say that because it's untrue. And I think that spiritually, it would mess with you. And the hunters that are listening know that you don't believe that.
Dude, now I see why she did the hunter thing, right? Dude, I mean, dude, this is wild. Candace Owens is a liar and a grifter and a skeezer, and we know this. But the point is that she is creating a rift with, like, inside the Trump family, 𝗙PUSA, Erica Kirk. She is convinced that there's some truth to this killing that we don't know about. And whether she's right or wrong, I don't care. I mean, I actually think some of this shit doesn't add up. Okay, I'll admit that. But the reality is I don't fucking care. I don't care if she's right or wrong. What I care about is that enough people start buying in and questioning this and questioning Trump and questioning the truth of MAGA and start looking at Donald Trump as part of this deep state thing, because that is ammunition, guys. That is ammunition to break down and put a stick of dynamite in some of this Christian nationalist bullshit, okay? Because there's no doubt these evangelical motherfuckers are trying to take over. I mean, I have no doubt, guys, you can see it. They're telegraphing it about, like, the grooming and the war and the fight, right? Why keep her from pouring sugar in MAGA's gas tank? Absolutely. Like, the fact of the matter is the right wing is using so much disinformation that I don't have a problem using disinformation back, okay? I'm not going to use disinformation about, like, Democratic policies. You know what I mean? Like I'm not going to lie about our policies and our goals and our aims when it comes to things in the Democratic movement, things we want to accomplish. But when it comes to taking, like, every make-believe thing that Candace Owens says or MTG says and amplifying that shit and putting it out there, I think it's fucking viable, right? I think Candace I think she believes this shit, guys. I mean, I know she's a grifter, but it is starting to appear that she genuinely believes that Donald Trump and the Trump family is turning the other cheek because of foreign involvement in Charlie Kirk's shooting. I mean, you know, this Zionist Netanyahu thing and Ehud Barak and some of these old school Israel politicians are connected to Jeffrey Epstein. Again, for me, this all comes back to Jeffrey Epstein. I think whatever is going on with the Charlie Kirk killing, there is an Epstein piece to this, guys. There just is. I don't know what it is. And even finding out the guy who created the TPUSA UK thing, that John Mappin guy, was in Epstein's book. There is a high level foreign and US government involvement with Epstein. I don't know what it is, but there's something about Jeffrey Epstein that is connected to Charlie's death. What is up, guys? Thank you so much for watching. You like the video, you want to support independent resistance media, you know what to do. Drop that sub, hit the like button, and please share it. And we do love our members, so if you want to become a member, it's another really great way to support. Thanks again for everything, guys. I'll see you next time. Let's go.